So I'd love to start off by learning a little bit more about where your journey began. What are your earliest memories of caring for the environment, and how did this influence your work in conservation and education and advocacy?
Yeah, so I wouldn't say I have a very linear path to this work. Growing up in Chicago, I think there are some safety concerns which didn't allow me to gain a lot of exposure to the outdoors as a child. But some of my earliest memories do include going out to parks for different like family cookouts. I think that's a big thing for Latino communities, the cookouts at parks. I think for Latino communities, it's so important to be in community and sometimes even going to field days or recess time at elementary school in our local parks here in Chicago, in our inner city parks. Not a lot of exposure like many people who grow up going to visit national parks or national forests, but the Chicago Park District, I think, is an important part of my life.
And a lot of the work that you do now is so focused on people and community. You are working on conservation and green spaces rooted in equity and access. And so when did you kind of realize that there was a gap to fill there?
I think it was really when I went to college. It took a while to learn about these issues. So I was around like 18, 19, 20 when I learned about what environmental justice was, and that was a big eureka moment, of an awakening, because I realized these issues aren't just textbook conversations, they're also lived experiences like my own. So while we were studying it in a textbook, I didn't realize that it was my own lived experience. And it was a reality for me and many people that look like me in the city and many other communities. Can only speak for Latino communities, but yeah, it impacts so many marginalized communities, and that was where I was drawn to. Okay, how can I further get involved with the people side of the environment?
And you touch on so many topics that resonate a lot with our work at Equimalides. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
the education point that you make is so important. A lot of times we're not making the connections between, access to clean air, to a clean environment, to a stable climate, and how that relates to race, to language access, to
Mm-hmm.
our socioeconomic status.